a variety of benefits available to veterans, active duty members, and their dependents. You are welcome. Glad that you are here. We appreciate those that showed up early. We're glad for your presence. And family, we're going to get ready to get started. And we just want to thank you. We appreciate you. And we'll get the comments of the people that came in early. I say all are welcome. This is an open live stream. No restriction. You don't even have to be a subscriber for this one. We changed the time to 6 p.m. today. Thank y'all. Brother Charleston responded. And then we have Fran B in here, Fransco. I am ready. I like open live streams. Yes, indeed. As long as we can keep in order, there would be no problem with that. And we're getting started here, so we appreciate your input. So like we said, family, there's an open live stream. We want you to come in, comment. We're going to have an interesting topic, I believe, tonight, as usual. We want to earn your subscription. We want to earn your like. So we appreciate y'all for being here. And as we said, it's open. Yes, you can chat now. No trolling, or there's going to be a block party. We don't tolerate unnecessarily disruption. We invite open debate, disagreement, and all that, but everything must be done in a decent and orderly fashion. We don't believe in trolling or pretending to be people that you are not. If this information is informative, smash that like button. Thank you so much for being here. Now we're going to get on topic. And the topic for today is, we're talking about, do groups that target VA disability read from the same script? All right. So, family, when you're dealing with VA disability, where you're talking about people online that purport to help veterans, if it's criticism from those in the civilian community, non-veterans, newspapers, things like that, we wonder why I myself wonder why they say similar things. And Brother Jared Guillory said, okay, yes, indeed. I've always wondered why you have YouTubers that say they help veterans with their disability compensation or learning about their benefits, especially when it comes to the compensation side of the game. Okay? They almost all of them say, we guarantee 100%, we make it easy, we make it fast, or we make it simple. And from my experience, being a veteran that fought for my disability and that was denied several times, there's nothing simple, easy, fast, or guaranteed. So the lie detector determined that those are lies. Because how can anyone guarantee you anything if they haven't even looked at your claim file, what you're filing for, whether it's service connected or not, whether that disability rating schedule even offers 100%. Tinnitus does not offer 100%. Migraine headaches don't offer 100%. Mental health conditions does, but the criteria is strict and it's high. So you would have to have symptoms at the 100% level for certain conditions, such as back injury. People that have 100% for back injury, many times their back is locked in place. And that may not be upright. It may be in a bent position. So it's a lot of things when people are talking, they seem to be unrealistic. And we're going to talk about how they read from this script, in my opinion. Now, first scripts come from when you're in the military. When you're in the military, go watch our video live stream that we did on Sick Call Police. When you're in the military, many times people are discouraged from going to get to sick call if they get injured or things like that. Anybody in here ever been discouraged while you in the military from going to sick call? Have you ever been on a job and got injured and it seems like your supervisor discouraged you from going to get medical help, or when you went out for treatment, they like, when you're coming back to work, or when you to sign waivers? Has that ever happened to you? But specifically in the military, have you ever been told why you got to go to sick call, or being shamed for going to sick call? That's the first one. Tonight we're talking about, do groups that target VA disability read from the same script? And when you're in the military, it's your chain of command, right? That's the big issue. And we want to talk about it. Brother Jay says, hello. Jay Oliver says, hello, family. They've kind of changed and put an @ symbol. I don't know why, if it's Google, YouTube, who did all this here with the @ symbol before our names, but we're glad that you're here. Now listen to what Brother Charlton say. Evening, H-Town and family. True, H-Town, but Sean Ryan will be upset with you saying it isn't easy. For those of you that may not know, that's somewhat of an inside joke where Sean Ryan was a former Navy SEAL, and talking about when he went in there about the hearing, the medical staff was saying, well, you need evidence. He said, I blew stuff up. I'm a Navy SEAL. It doesn't work like that. You don't get VA compensation based on your MOS in the military, how much of a bad A you was, or whether you are male or female. It doesn't matter whether you're combat or non-combat. You can go to combat if you did not sustain an injury, but a person that was stateside sustained an injury, they will get service connected and you will not. It's not based on any of those things. Okay? We got MG Smith up in the house at H-Town. Good evening, and the family. Now, it may have changed some of your names, but we remembering them based on what they are here. We still have our mind. So, like I said, the first thing is when you're in the military, those are the people that read from a script. One, they have an attitude, well, you going to sick call ain't part of the mission. Well, it really is, because if you're not prepared for the mission and you have an injury, that is part of it. That's why they have medics. That's why they give you all type of patches, first aid kits. Yes, it's part of the mission. And this is another problem they really have when it comes to your military chain of command. When you go to sick call or to the hospital, you're operating outside the chain of command and it bothers them. They don't have control. Now, they do say that your commander can try to, I forget how we said it, I put it in the live stream. Your commander can see whether they think that you deserve to go to sick call or not. But if you're having health problems, you go get help. Forget what somebody tell you, because if you die, they're going to try to cover it up. They're going to say, oh, I didn't say that. I didn't try to stop them. Remember A Few Good Men? Was it A Few Good Men? Yeah. Did you order the code red? You know what's up. They're going to backpedal. Now, we know they're reading from a script, and that's what we're talking about tonight, family. Now that, and you tell me if you agree. When you come in the military, they try to shame you and they use certain words. And I want you to tell me, have you ever heard of any of these when you're in the military? Huh? Let's talk about it. So, do groups that target VA disability read from the same script? Now, they're targeted before you get it while you're in the military. They use words like sick call Sally. They use words like sick call Ranger, sick bay commando. Anybody in here ever heard those terms before? Let us know. While you in the military, when people try to go, and another one is light duty. Yes, indeed. I stayed away going sick call in the Navy as they gave out pills and got put on light duty, meaning up to cleaning. Yes, that's the punishment. You know, it's almost like a punishment. You know, they feel like you're not beneficial to the unit, okay, or the ship, or the command. But yes, people are human beings. We're not robots. Even robots have to be repaired. Now listen what Franco said. Every time I went to sick call, they would put me on guard the whole night. Yeah. Now I remember stuff like that. They'd have you doing guard duty or CP. Come on, family. Anybody, let's talk about it. Yes, they called cough syrup GI Gin. Wow. Come on now. See, now this is reading from a script, fam. This is reading from a script. They have ways, they kind of joking, but it's they can't really be insensitive, because if you get sick and they say, no, you can't, I order you not to go to sick call, and you pass away, they liable. So they have to play psychological games with you, and a lot of manipulation is done through humor, joke, or so-called jokes. Oh, I was just joking. We just having fun. Nah, like the police say, I just want to have a conversation. No, I don't have no conversation with you. When y'all shoot somebody, y'all don't talk. Y'all go get y'all representative. That's what I want. We ain't having no casual conversation. You don't have casual conversation when you do your dirt. Huh? Everybody wants to say, can we talk off the record? Ain't nothing off the record. You say your command is not a medical doctor unless you're in a medical unit. Then I would suggest you go to another hospital. You don't want bias like that. You understand what I'm saying? For those of you that are in H-Town, if you're E5 and above, nothing is said. You know what? So you saying if the sergeants or the lieutenants or the base commander go to get health treatment, nothing is said. But the regular enlisted, E1 to E4, it's a problem, you saying? Come on now. So that's showing, I like what you said there, MG Smith. That's showing that they're ranking whose health is the more important. Am I lying? Am I lying? They're like ranking people's health based on that. I mean, they're using rank to say whose health is more valuable. Come on now, let's talk about it. He say, H-Town, yes, that's what I'm saying. Okay, that's the real talk. H-Town, digging the dirt tonight. Yes, indeed. Oh, it's about to get real. We about to dig all that dirt up. See, but this is what I want people to understand. You can't sling mud on people without getting some on yourself. See, they out here, they want to sling mud on us, but they got to get a little dirty. where they don't want to, so they manipulate you through shaming tactics to get you to not want to go to sick call, feel like you're letting down your unit. Huh? Now, this is another one. Females with menstrual cramps were not given a break during their cycle. Wow. Wow. See what I'm saying? See all this stuff going on? Family, we talking about this tonight. See, the real reason, so let's get what's going on here with the question. Why are they reading from a script? They're reading from a script because they don't want you do groups that target VA disability read from the same script. Yes, because they found things that work. Okay? Now listen. Why? Because they know while you're in the military, if you become a disabled veteran, you have a protected status. So they can't do but so much with you at that point because you are protected even while you're in the military. And I would suggest somebody not get out until they get their 100%. If you have your condition is severe enough to get that. Okay? Get what you think that you deserve. You say, well, I can't go without. Well, you don't know. It might be some of your records that you didn't see. File for it. That's why in the military, they know it's a protected status, and the chain of command has no control over your protected status as a disabled veteran. You're under their command, but they cannot violate your disability rights. The second one, come on now, let's talk about it. The court of public opinion. Now we're going to talk about the civilian world, right? How they're looking at us and they see us as different. All right. They'll thank us for our service on one hand, then talk behind our back. Why is VA disability tax free? Why is that? I don't get free health care. Why they get free health care? Let's talk about it. So you dealing with the fear greed factor, okay? The index. Some people fear. Now remember, jealousy and envy comes out of a place of fear. Non-military, like, hold on. They weren't in the military for 4 years. Or they was in there for 7 years. And they get to retire at age 25. When I had to work till I'm 60, 65 years old, that ain't fair. We're going to talk about it. And is it the non-military veteran? I mean, they fear veterans? Or is it veteran greed? Let's talk about it. Now, let's see what our brothers say here. I didn't file my mental health claim for anxiety until 4 years after I separated because I was told I would lose my security clearance if I had a mental health disability. Wow. Now, you think we haven't had presidents of the United States that had mental health limitations and they were still able to have a security clearance? Ronald Reagan, he was walking around the White House in his underwear because he started catching that Alzheimer's. Huh? Joe Biden, the speaker of the House, I forget his name. He just stand up there and freeze when he was in front of the cameras. Come on now. Is that fair? Now, MG Smith says, H-Town, I know there were recruiting officers in every town, but no, they didn't want to join, but I went on. Okay. Now, all of them had mental health issues. You know what? Let's be real. All of them had mental health issues. Yes, indeed. Thomas Jefferson was dealing with a 13-year-old slave, so you know he had issues. Had several children with her. Now, H-Town, please don't bust the bubble of the CC. Oh, Lord. What's the CC? Y'all know I'm not good with acronyms. But the issue is people look at us as being overly compensated, but compensation is to restore something that we have lost, something that we have lost. So compensation is different from earned income. Yeah, you work for it, you get it. This is for our loss of ability to work or make a living wage. MG Smith says, H-Town, yeah, we've got a real whack job in there right now. Boy, he cutting up. They over there, they didn't find all kind of racist stuff the young Republicans were doing over there. Woo. We know they've been talking like that for the longest, but both sides got racism. Don't fool yourself. Remember who Joe Biden's favorite mentor was. That dude that was staunch segregationist. Yes, indeed. He spoke at his funeral. Commander-in-Chief, President Superman. I don't know what to say, man. I hope we make it these next 3 years. Now, here's the thing. When they're comparing what we get as veterans, when non-veterans, whether that be the news, whether that be the average civilian non-military member, that's like comparing apples and oranges. I want y'all to help put in the chat what's different about us working in the military. Let's say, you know, and many times we'll do between, it used to be 2 years. Some people have done 2, but now between 4, it used to be 2, 3, but they changed it to at least 4 to 6 now. What would you say to the average person that says, you know what, it ain't fair that you get more benefits at a younger age and you can still go out and work? Well, if you're disabled, you should never be able to work. They want you to be in poverty, it seems. What's different? Why should we be compensated in a way with tax-free benefits, with health care? And they say we seem like we're never happy. Why are you fighting for more? You got 10%. Why are you filing for an increase? What was said about this by the Secretary of the VA? That is that's being a victim going back to file for extra claims. Saying this in front of Sean Ryan, this is who Doug Collins said it in front of a man that got his 100% and making plenty of money on his own. Now you say, we will make it by the power of God and God only. Amen. Now, Brother Mike said, some of us were exposed to sarin gas, burn pits, and other chemicals. Well, who's exposed to sarin gas? I don't know about the burn pits. It could have been in the burn pits, but they actually, for some reason, they thought it was a bright idea after the war. I forget the place they say we were in. I told you I'm going to get that letter. I'm going to show it to y'all. It's 2 letters. They say I was exposed to low levels of sarin gas. How they know when they wasn't there? So they were blowing up these vehicles, and they told us there was no chemicals in the vehicles. They had to tell us blowing them up because we started shooting at them if we start hearing explosions. So they had to tell us that they were going to do it. So I just sit on the tank and sit there and watch. I said, oh, look, that's blowing up. And, you know, look through binoculars and stuff and tell us, go, you know, I was able to look through, where I get some binoculars at? We looked through binoculars. I was looking, and they were blowing it up. I said, okay, boom, boom. But many of us exposed to chemicals. On top of that, can I talk about it? On top of that, not only were we exposed to chemicals, we were injected with chemicals. I was injected with something in my side that was supposed to help me deal with any nerve agents that we would be exposed to over in the Middle East and Desert Storm, Southwest Asia. Now listen what our brother said, Charleston. Now let's get this here right. Brother Charleston say the difference between civilian and military is if civilians get people killed, oh well, if military enlisted, we would be in the brig prison. Now understand what he's saying. Not only if we harm people, but if we're in a situation where others get harmed, our dereliction of duty can cause prison time, and ain't no joke. Now listen to this here. Radiation, contaminated water, lead. Come on now. You think all that water was good water? When we first got over there, we had to drink that bottled water. That's the first time I really drank bottled water. It was from the Saudis. Now, I don't know if that water was purified or not. It was bottled water. That was the first time I had drank bottled water, 1991. Come on now. Let's talk about it, fam. So much stuff you exposed to on these ships. Remember, how much is it very hard to contaminate a ship's water supply? Let us know. Let us know to the Navy members, the sailors. So they comparing, fam. So when they looking at us, they see us have things. Other people's be they be pocket watching, they hating. What are we to say to them? Is it our job to explain to them why we get these benefits? What is your approach? Do we owe them any? Do we owe the taxpayer any explanation, family? Let us know. Now listen to what he says. Oh, God, I've been worried about you, Army George. I miss you, brother. Much love. Army George, I was thinking about you last week. I said, I hope Army George is still around. I hope I ain't made him mad because I need him here. Now listen, he about to tell you what we was exposed to. I already see it coming now. Army George said, hello, H-Town and veterans. And them white pills we took. Mopping level 4, you know, the mop suit. Remember that, H-Town? Yes, indeed. I remember that those pills made me dehydrated and gave me headaches. And I told my sergeant, I don't want to take them right now because I want to fast. He said he ordered me to take them. He turned his back, huh? I ain't saying nothing. When he turned his back, huh? I'm through talking. If I tell you something is making me dizzy, why are you making me take those pills? They had those pills in the movie Jarhead. Go look at that movie when they tell them to take those pills. I remember that, brother. M.G. Smith said, H-Town, we don't owe him an explanation. I don't talk about it. So when people see us with these benefits, do we owe? Let me ask you a question now. Let's be real. Do we owe the Secretary of the VA, Doug Collins, an explanation of why we deserve our benefits? Do we owe the President of the United States? Do we owe the Democrats, the Republicans that sit on the VA committee, the Veteran Affairs Committee? Do we owe them an explanation on why we deserve these benefits? Huh? Do we owe the average civilian non-military member? According to M.G. Smith, he said he owed nobody nothing. Now tell me some of the chemicals you were exposed to. Now they made us burn feces with that diesel. Is that being exposed to something? We use them. You know what we use? We use those camo sticks. You know how you have the camo sticks? We use that to stir the feces. So they cut a half. I ain't trying to get gross, but they cut a half of a drum, and that's what you took a dump in, because they didn't really want you just, out in the thing. They had some trenches some places, but then they had a little wood thing set up. And they was hollering gas then. Me and a dude was sitting on the toilet, it's covered to about right here. Say, man, what if they do it now? And they did. They got come over with a mask doing this. That's oh man. Man can't even use the toilet now. Now let's see. Hold on, I missed something. I missed something. Okay. Now, J. Oliver said ship water is piped through the same pipes as fuel in some cases. Please tell me, really? You mean JP4/5? Wow, J. Oliver. Man, y'all telling me that ain't the case, is it? Really? Yes, Charleston. Creosote flavored. Wow. How's that possible, fam? That they'd have chemicals through the same lines as your water. I don't get that. I guess I should, I was in the military, but on a ship. Now, and remember, when it comes to it, these groups, even the Washington Post, they did a hit piece on us. And they was clickbait about veterans not exploiting the system, mistreating the system. Do we owe an explanation because news agencies are attacking us? And if we don't say nothing, it would make us seem guilty. They want to cut them funds in the federal government. And now that the president's in there and it's a lot of chaos, they feel like this is a good time to attack veterans and our benefits, specifically our VA compensation, because they know if they cut the compensation, all the other benefits fall off too. Knock us all down. So when the Washington Post did their hit piece, that's what I call it in my opinion. Some veterans exploit 193 billion VA programs. That was a lie. Number one, it's not, the VA doesn't have 193 billion programs for veterans due to lax controls. Based on who? Who says there's lax controls? Seem like they regulating stuff real good and they get people up out the paint that commit fraud. Then they just got some people. Matter of fact, when they did this story, they were getting cases from Freedom of Information Act from the VA prosecuting people. They didn't have cases of the VA covering up fraud. Now, listen. Well, H-Town, they say we knew what you enlisted for. Yeah, that's what they used to tell us. You know it's all, you know what you enlisted for. Now, another thing, it's $193 billion paid to veterans for VA disability. So that's what they saying is exploitation. All of us getting VA money. That's what all of us get. They saying that's exploitation. Now listen to what Army George say. They dumped used motor oil on the ground to keep the sand dust down so the helicopters could land better. Brother, aren't you telling the truth? Now, I wasn't around when the helicopters land. I did see, what's that one called? It's a one-man helicopter that when we was riding, I saw, what is that? He's just a one man in there. He was sitting in front of it, relaxing. He was just sitting on his helmet or something, and he was just chilling. It's a one-man helicopter, not the Apache. Was it Apache? Which one is the one-man helicopter? I know the other one's bigger and it has more than one person in it. I saw them when we was just riding through our tanks, and I was wondering what was on his mind. Was he all right? Farm Girl Rebel say, evening H-Town and family. Yes, indeed. Now, Jay say the ship engineers do a monetary flush after fuel transfers and a momentary flush. Let me say, the ship engineers do a momentary flush after fuel transfers and then transfer water to portable water stores. Then bypass by the fuel storage. Okay. Hopefully that works. And then Charleston speaking to our sister, everybody. Okay, one man helicopter is a Cobra. Okay, so I didn't know what, so that was a Cobra. I forgot, I ain't gonna lie, I just forgot which one. So that was the Cobra. I knew I was getting it wrong because the Apache was a bigger one. So yeah, this was a one-man helicopter. And I was wondering what he was on his mind, wondering was he all right? But we riding by and he just sitting out there in the sand. And I felt kind of bad for him, I don't know why. It just felt bad. Now, one thing, I don't know if y'all heard of any other groups, but I know the DAV, they came out against the article from the Washington Post. So the DAV responds to the shameful Washington Post article suggesting our nation's veterans are gaming the VA disability symptoms. And it was talking about all of them, because that's how much they pay out totally. $193 billion in money and other stuff. We get other benefits. See, what they don't understand in their mind, that if you have a low percentage rating, somebody brought this up last time. See, a lot of civilians think either you're totally disabled or you're not. If they see a veteran walking and he's young, they don't take into account anything they can't see. If he's not missing an arm, she's not missing a leg, she don't have a patch over her eye, he don't have a big dent in his head, you're not disabled. There are invisible wounds, there are wounds under the clothing. We're not here to have to, like they say in Germany, show our papers. We don't have to show, look, I'm disabled. Disabilities range from 0 to 100%. However, with Social Security, it's either all or none. Somebody brought that up. So either you're totally disabled with Social Security in the civilian side of the government, or you're totally disabled or not disabled. Where it doesn't work like that with the VA. Is it our job to educate the civilian world where they won't turn on us because they feel like this is their tax money? Huh? They say it's our tax money too. Do we owe them an explanation, family? Because if the article like the Washington Post could be used to turn the other groups against us. They assume that all of us have to have a total disability, but some of us have low, moderate, considerable, high, and total disabilities. It depends on how severe our condition is. They're paying us for the lack of ability to work or function in daily life. The less we're able to work or function, the higher our disability rating. I say a sounding no. Now, I missed this up here. MG Smith said this. And thank you for that statement of a sounding no. MG Smith says all the veteran organizations came out against that. That's what I want to know. Now, let me ask you this here. I want to ask you a question. Charleston, don't go crazy on it. Don't you apologize. Change the time. H-Town, good evening. I apologize for being late. You all right, sister. Charleston say, I got a weak left eye from non-military. If I got a eye patch, would they approve? You talking about the civilian world. Ain't that something? When they see people out here that are missing limbs and they're young, they say, oh, you must have been in the military. The guy said, no, I lost it in farm equipment. I seen that happen too. Hey, you was in it? Nah, it was a farming accident. So they visualize veterans being injured has to be visible to civilian world, has to be visible to these news agencies. Now, if this information is informative, family, please smash that like button if you find it. And if you find the information beneficial and you like to come back You definitely welcome. Now I want to ask you this here. Now listen to what he said here. MG Smith said that all the veteran organizations came out against the article from the Washington Post attacking veterans, right? Did the Secretary of the VA come out against the Washington Post article? Did he condemn the article by the Washington Post? Have you heard him say that's wrong? Because he says he stands up for veterans. Has he came out against it? You might say, Betty, so glad you're here. So we so glad you're here. See, I can get back to reading little chats, because we got that troll out the way. It might be some imposters in here, but they better keep being imposters. Betty Bob say 5 likes and 10 watching. Family, thank you. Y'all even got the likes up. We got 8 likes now. Thank you. Now let's see what Farm Girl says. I'm always willing to educate if someone asks me a question with sincerity, but otherwise, I'm not going to go out and preach VA disability to people who either could care less or already made up mind. Come on now. I agree. And the more they learn, the more jealous some people get. Some. And Farm Girl saying, evening, Betty. Then we got Brother Charles say, evening, shipmate. Betty Bob is crazy tonight. It's crazy tonight. Yes, it is. It's about to get wild up in here, family. Family. My president all worked up, so I got to get worked up. The emperor has no clothes. Now, I want to say, do you think that Doug Collins, the Secretary of the VA, should come out and stand against the news article, the hit piece, in my opinion, from the Washington Post? Tell me what you say. And Betty's saying hi to Charleston and everybody, and MG Smith, J. Oliver, and Farm Girl Rebel. What do y'all think about that? Y'all have an opinion? Or should he stay in his lane of helping us and not worry about what civilians say about us? Now, a lot of them believe that we don't deserve the benefits we get, that most of us are exaggerating, unless we're missing limbs or they can prove that we can't walk, that we need a wheelchair, that we can't see. Because remember, they were having issues with people that were legally blind but still driving. You can drive, from what Brother Charleston say. You can be legally blind. That don't mean you're totally blind. See, these people do not have the medical information needed. You understand? To make our decision. They want us to give them our medical records so that they can approve, these civilians, these non-military people, so they can say, oh, I thank you. They're not a doctor. That's why the VA rating officer have to send us to a doctor. They can't evaluate our medical conditions. They can only make a final decision. Now, listen what Charleston say. Yes, H-Town shipmate, Dougie should come out of the closet. He hiding somewhere. He don't want to talk about these hit pieces that are against us. But are we being fair? Is it his job to respond to what a nationally syndicated paper said about veterans? Or just keep doing his job? I had found an untapped audience lately that really needs an update. The widows of veterans. Now, the widows of veterans. So we need to do something on the widows of veterans. Do I need to do something talking about when a veteran passes away, the things that the widow should do? We do have the one that when a veteran passed away, what to do. So we can go into details for the widow. Let me know if that's what you're talking about, J. Olive. Now, he should give us an additional 10% just to show he cares. I like your attitude, man. I like your attitude. Now let's get to it. Family, we building this thing. Now, here's the problem. Come on, family. Keep on chatting. Keep on chatting, and we're going to get to this thing. I'm going to keep doing. The problem is, and we about to say it here, we get passive income where other people, they have to work for active income. They got to get out there and grind. And we might get passive and active income. That boils some people blood. They don't care if we missing both legs and both arms. They don't feel like we should get all that. Huh? The military shouldn't be treated better than me. Now, I'm of two minds about an official response, talking about, I'm sure, from the Secretary of the VA. Part of me says he should respond, talking about Doug Collins. Then the other part of me says, why give the article that kind of attention? Real talk. Now, I did point them to your videos, H-Town, but we need to do something, Jay Oliver, specifically for the widows of veterans, okay? We're going to put substitution of claim. When a veteran passed away, we're going to put it all in one video, and y'all send me some information so we can make sure we thorough with everything a widow or widower needs to do, male or female, when a veteran passed away. I have to show it. I can't read it because, when they put an edit, I can't read it. Now, but I can't read his because he didn't put no edit. Should make Dougie did post shut down Democrat fault. Is that support? You mean he passed the buck on that one. Now let's talk about that passive of active income. Our income is tax-free and it's passive. When you people working at a job, it's active income. They got to get to a job, they got to do some work, and it's taxed. Can you see what kind of jealousy that would cause? Let me ask you this here. Since we're not working, should we be taxed halfway? Don't beat me up. Should we pay half the taxes of everybody else? Or do you think our VA disability compensation should never be taxed? Let me see what your opinion. Put either taxed or no tax. If you think our VA compensation should be taxed, put the word taxed. If you don't feel like it should be taxed, put no tax. I'm gonna put it here. Should our VA compensation be taxed? Our passive income. Taxed or no tax? I want to know. I want the civilian world to know how we feel about it. Coastie in the house. Everybody show love to Coastie. Should it be taxed? Betty say no tax. Should our VA compensation to cool things down with the civilian world, should our VA disability be taxed so that they can feel that we're not getting an unfair advantage against non-military people? Because that's what the hit piece and the anger is about. We getting passive income and no tax on it. And then Coach say, hello, H-Town and the family. Franco says no tax. Franco 1. Farm Girl say no tax. Betty Bob say no tax. And they're speaking. Coastie say no tax. Okay. Betty Bob saying hello to Coastie. And Farm Girl said hi to Coastie. And Charles said hi to Mr. Coastie. Wait, I want to pay more taxes. Said no one ever. Now, okay, now I got you in a bit of a trick bag here. The Dulo twist, the catch-22. Well, how are you going to explain? How are you going to explain to a person that has worked 30 years at a job, 40 years at a job, that you may be receiving more in VA disability for just 3, 5, 10 years of service than they get for 30 or 40 years of service on the job. How is that fair? Huh? How are you going to explain that to them? That you got veterans 24, 25 years old that get more money than somebody that's retired at 50 or 60 that then worked 30, 40 years. They get more money. How are you going to explain that to that individual? Huh? I'm looking at it from their side. Now, Jay Oliver say, no tax. Our income impact to the area of purchase and goods are taxed. Yes, indeed. Because when we buy stuff, it's taxed. Unless you're in Oklahoma, they can pass the law in Oklahoma that if you are a veteran, I don't know if y'all know this, they tried to pass it in Texas. It never went nowhere. Where we have Melanie Short Music in the house. Everybody show Melanie Short Music in the house. Show love. Glad you here, Melanie. Think she says hi. Now, but what we do pay taxes on, many of us pay property tax, unless you got the total tax exemption. Many of us pay taxes on cars. So our income is used to stimulate the economy. I like that. Now listen to what Army George say. Never taxed. I will give the 100% back if I had good health and give them back their scooter. He say he give back you something else. Now listen, they're not giving us, this is not earned income, so it can't be taxed. We are being compensated for a loss of our health, a loss of use of our ability to work. Come on now. Family, I'm not trying to stir y'all up tonight. I know y'all say, H-Town, how you gonna come at us like this? But this is what the civilians and other people at the Washington Post and other news agencies feel. They just had the nerve to come out and say it. I worked for so many years. Let us know, Melanie, if you were in the military, the branch of service, or if you're a civilian, that's okay. And let us know the state you're currently living in. We're so glad that you're here. Now, listen to what our sister say. She done both sides of the game. Farm Girl Rebel, disability, VA, and worked on a job for several years and retired. Let's talk about it. Our sister, Farm Girl Rebel, say, I have worked for so many years and I have been taxed 6 ways to Sunday. I have no problem with a 20-year something not getting taxed due to disability. Never have, even before I myself filed for disability. So she letting you know, even before she got her VA compensation, if a 20-something deserves 100% rating or getting more than her or 80%, she got no problem with that. So she don't see it. She don't pocket watch. They saying how to Melanie Farm Girl did. Now let's talk about this. Franco says this. Do you have good health? Well, then that's why I get tax-free money. Plus, have you ever gotten a shot on your buttock cheek? I did, and you never found out what it was. Okay then. Army George, we went through that. Army George, they injected us with stuff and didn't tell us what it was. They told us to go down there and they injected us. I could feel the stuff pouring into my side, family. Before we went back at the base in Bamberg, Germany. And they never told me what it was. I learned later that it was part of it was pesticides that they had it wasn't even approved by the FDA. Did you know that, Army George? I ain't trying to upset you, brother, but I'm telling you. Charles say, I would explain it is a bonus for honorable discharge, honorable service. Oh, boy, Charleston don't be playing, man. And it's Betty said, hello, Army George. Charleston don't be playing. J. Oliver says, hi, Betty, Farm Girl Rebel, Coasty. Army George, M.G. Smith, Franco, and Melanie. And everybody's saying hi, family. Yes, indeed. Everybody's saying hi. Now, was the size of a small baseball, but my butt hurt so bad. Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember that stuff. Yeah, I mean, sister, I remember that. Sure did. And they ain't never tell us what that was. Man, come on now. Come on now. See, that make me think about things. And do they owe us? Well, maybe, yeah. Now listen to what Betty Boss says. H-Town, that is why so many of us veterans are so sick. They don't know what we go through on a daily basis because we don't tell everybody our business in the general public. Passive and active income. Right now, family, at 100%, you're getting paid $3,831.30. 10%, $175.51. Boy, man, this heavy. Doctors could never figure it out. Do you notice a lot of conditions and illnesses we have? They can't never find. That's why they call Gulf War undiagnosed illnesses. You know how concerning that is to me? Now we have Remon, Renaissance Soul says no tax. I hear you. Because now let's talk about it. Family, can we talk about it? Family, let's talk about it. Can we talk? If they taxed the veteran, they ain't gonna stop there. They would tax my daughter getting her educational benefits. They don't tax that. That's not taxed. When a widow or widower gets that DIC death benefit after the disabled veteran passed away, right? That's not taxed. They would be taxing that too. So if you're not going to tax my dependents, why would you tax me? Because it ain't just me getting an exemption. And it's a modest amount, in my opinion. Now, Farm Girl, I don't think I'd have a reaction. Then again, maybe it explains the third boob I grew. Oh, Lord, you better get in there and get some service connection for that. Oh, boy. Now, Remon say no tax. Everybody show love to Remon. Now, they called it a butt shot in my day, peanut butter shot, then walked it off. Walk it off. Family, thank y'all for hitting that. If this information is informative, please hit that like button. And if we earn your subscription, please subscribe. Thank you. If we earned it. Now, Jay Oliver say, my PCP, primary care physician, told me I can't make enough blood cells last week. Do y'all understand the type of stuff that they put in our system and the things we were exposed to in the military is catastrophic, meant to damage the body, not in one way, but in several ways. Landmines are meant to have massive organ failure. Many of the weapons that we are affected by are meant to cause catastrophic problems. Now, M.G. Smith says, H-Town, in my medical records, unspecified medical condition. Unspecified. It's so bad. So many veterans have it. They can't say what it is, but they know it's a problem. Good evening, Remon. And thank you for subscribing. And you openly subscribed, and I appreciate that too. For those of you that openly subscribe on my channel, thank you for that, because I subscribe back to you. Remon. Then most of the people, if I know it ain't, if I know, because some people may have some weird stuff on their channel, I got to watch what I'm signing up for. Remon say, tell them to sign up at the local recruiter. Oh, Remon say, if they don't like it, go sign up themselves. You know what? Is that a cold answer? That's what I say. Huh? I say, if you want to do this here, because they said I was told that I went into the military. Many of us, they didn't say me directly, but they say many of us, including me, went in there because we couldn't make it in the civilian world. Have you ever heard that before? But then when we get the benefits, everybody's saying hi to Remom. She's saying hi to everybody, and everybody's saying hi to her. Now let's go. But when they look this up, family, now understand, remember what the thing is. Do groups that target VA disability read from the same script? Because they all have the same little sayings, family. This is what we're talking about tonight, okay? Do they read from the same script that we're exploiting the system, abusing the system? I don't see your leg missing. You don't have no patch on your eye. That was a good one somebody said about the patch on the eye earlier. Y'all be cutting up. Now, listen. Remom Renaissance Soul says, compensated for injuries since you can't sue the government. Come on now. People don't understand. Family, if we were able to sue the military for what has happened to us, the exposure that they put us in, could we get millions or billions? We could get millions of dollars, couldn't we? But the only recourse we have is VA compensation. Even if you get malpractice over at the VA hospital, didn't I tell you this here? Didn't we do a live stream on it? You have to first, before you can sue, you have to go through the mediation system with the VA hospital and file for VA compensation. If you don't qualify for the compensation, you might be able to sue then. Real talk, Remar, thank you. They speaking, he said, Coach said, hello, this is MG Smith. Yes, indeed, for those that don't know, because it changed it up. Now listen, Franco say, they told me I needed the COVID shot right before I got out, said I did not identify as they and asked for my discharge. Did you take it? Tell me if you took it, brother. Some people got kicked out, and they're supposed to take care of those that got kicked out the military. They were kind of forced out. Now, listen, I learned more in year before oath 2 times than as an E1 through E2. Wow, real talk. Smart, Franco. My nephew had my myocarditis now and had to get out of the military from it. He is only 27. People don't know, do they? They don't know. They don't know what these young people going through. How many of y'all suffered from ailments right after, within 2 or 3 years of getting out the military? I had such a psoriasis problem. I don't have it now. Thank God. It still happens, but it's not as bad. While I was in the military, it happened. Now, fatigue started happening while I was in the military. I can't read it when they say that. Betty says, H-Town, I took your advice about you cannot sue the VA. But look into it. Some people have tried to sue. If y'all have cases where that happened, let us know. Check. Don't always verify information that I tell you, even though I'm telling you, because some stuff may change. Now, family, if we can see these charts of our VA compensation rates, civilians can see them too. And you don't think some civilians go over this? No, I didn't. Okay. He didn't take it. MG Smith said, I did. Okay. You may keep watching that in case something happens. Now, that cost of living adjustment. Good evening. Look, we got Rose City D in the house. Say, good evening, H-Town vet, and salute the chat. I need information from you now, since a lot of people pocket watching us as veterans. Huh? And we talking about it tonight. Do groups that target VA disability read from the same script? Do they say the same things, calling us what? Sick call Sally and things like that when you're in the military? Boy, y'all on it. Now, everybody show love to Rose City, which y'all already doing. I lost weight last year on active duty, was sick, sleep deprived. Come on, family. Tell them when you got out, what were some of the effects your military service had on you when you first got out? Come on and tell us, fam. Everybody showing love to Rose City D. Rose City D always coming in with love. Huh? Benny brought my brother in here. I believe he brought you in here. And I'm going to tell you, man, McDre be coming in, be throwing me all kind of change. He don't make it here, but he sure be throwing money. He be watching the videos later, which I guess you know job. Now, listen, somebody was putting out a few things about it. What do y'all think? Y'all heard any reports on what the cost of living adjustment might be? Any estimates? Let us know. Has it come out yet? Family, y'all doing this thing right. Let's continue. Let us know if y'all got any things. Now, let us know when you got out the military. Did you experience? I experienced fatigue. I was agitated, but I didn't know I had PTSD. I have poor concentration. Now, listen. MG Smith said, I was stationed overseas with ground launch missiles could cause me sleep deprivation. Yes. So he say 2.7 proposed, I think. I heard something about 2.7. Now, I heard one of the content creators say about 2.7. Now, H-Town, I had bad eczema. That was something like me 2 years before I got out. Yeah, it was about a year and a half before I got out. Yeah, I heard 2.7. That won't be bad. It'll be higher. What was that one we got that was high a couple of years ago? Was that 7 point something? Then about 3 years ago, we got one about 7 point something. Last year, I had a rough time with weight control, and I was down to 2 meals a day and worked out 2 times a day. See what I'm saying? We be going through it, bro. Now, I wish the Washington Post had interviewed me. I would have loved to say, yes, I get $2,000 for the pleasure of not being able to carry my newborn since my arms don't work. Who? That's real powerful, bro. Now, I want to ask the question. If you had your chance to talk to the Washington Post in this article that said about veterans gaming and exploiting the system, what would you say to the Washington Post? If they say we don't deserve a cost of living increase. They didn't say that, but I'm saying that's kind of what they seem like they believe. Only thing I experienced was a lot of pain. This is from Good Rebel. Only thing I experienced was a lot of pain in my neck and shoulders to the point I couldn't move. The only thing, that's a serious thing, sister. This lasted over a decade before surgery. And sometimes we don't even know what our problems are. And we're talking about the cost of living, and we're talking about these situations or why people that target veteran benefits seem to speak from a script. Now, I think the number's supposed to come out on October the 24th of 24th of October. Okay, we supposed to be on the 15th. Was supposed to be on the 15th, because of the shutdown, the date moved. Oh, that's why the date moved. Okay, family. For those of you that come in here, we thank you for being in here. We appreciate you giving us your time. The chat is open to all, whether you subscribe or not, whether you like or not. We want to win your likes and subscription. Come on into the room. Now, here's the big thing that causes a lot of problems is when we get these different benefits, other people don't. Okay? We get these educational benefits for ourselves and the post 9/11 Act for some. Of course, the VA compensation, tax-free, passive income. We're in a protected status of a disabled veteran. Healthcare insurance through the VA hospital and Champ VA for our dependents, or TRICARE if you're retired, and many state benefits as far as riding the tolls for free. And everybody's speaking. Now listen, Charleston says, I'd say to the Washington Post, talk to H-Town. He is my mouthpiece spokesman. Boy, y'all neighbors, boy, man, y'all talking more trash than a little bit. They gonna say, who is H-Town? And I'll be studying. I'll be a Bieber bub, a Bubba Bieber. Now, thank y'all for hitting those likes, family. We really appreciate it. We have, well, y'all a mess, man. Charleston, see, we can talk about serious issues here and at the same time enjoy ourselves. We don't have to be a party drag, huh? You know, we don't have to be like Slep Rock. You remember on Flintstone, wowsy, 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 walked around with the cloud over his head all the time, huh? 10 likes and 14 watching. Thank y'all, family, for watching. Roasted the D. So, family, these things, how do you explain it to non-military members? How do you explain it to your neighbors that see you at home when they got to go to work every day? When they make little comments, well, you don't have a job? How do you live out here? That's what they're thinking. Some had the nerve to ask you. Okay. And co-workers, a lot of them, if you getting benefits, if they find out, it might be an issue. Or Mush Mouth from Fat Albert. Yeah, Fat Albert. Slap that like button. You mean, yeah. Slap that like button. You mean, yes. If you can, we appreciate you. Boy, thank you so much. Farm girl, son. This, you know, she out on that rant. She say, slap that like button. You know, she out there in the country. Now look, the big issue. It does give us some financial freedom, but people don't understand, even with our VA compensation, we on fixed income. And most of it, our benefits are in the form of non-monetary things. Many of the state benefits, we exempt from things, but as things go up, we have to wait every year for a cost of living increase. But it does give us some financial freedom when it comes to VA disability and the fact that it's not taxed. Healthcare, which is usually totally free for a veteran that has a 50% rating or higher. All things covered other than dental. And when you get 100%, even dental is covered, but that's necessary dental. And you'll be able to go to community care also. State benefits, depending on your states, they're more depending on the state. Family, y'all are being very interactive tonight, and we thank you for it. Now, I would have the Washington Post reporter come to my house, help me dress, change my underwear, and absorb pad, put on my socks, knee brace, set up my rotator organizer. I want to say rotator organizer. Okay, all my pills, all 18, sit in my chair. They probably break down crying saying they didn't know. We shouldn't have to tell our, they should understand, if we serve our country, we don't sit around here. Many of us went to the VA because it was a last result. It wasn't always our first choice. We went and tried to function in the regular world, and stuff started happening. Betty said we have 12 likes and 13 watching. Thank you, family, for the likes. We appreciate that we earned your likes. Farm Girl Rebel say, they never will, Jay. It's easier to sit on the sidelines and throw shade. Come on now. If they walked a day in our shoes, did you hear what Jay saying? Jay put it out there real. Now, M.G. Smith said, H-Town, I think one of the reasons just is we were involved in defeating other armies. There were a lot of people killed and we were involved. There's people around the world who would love to harm us or take our lives. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I wouldn't. Now, some people see our benefits as an upgrade. And the fact that we'll get it regardless of whatever we do for the rest of our lives, unless we get a rating reduction or something. All right? And they see it as a raw deal for themselves. People have a tendency to compare themselves to us. And we said it earlier, it's like apples and oranges. So, you know, many people that work at the Washington Post probably never been in the military. All right? Powerful statement. And they see us as fat cats. They think we just sitting up here splurging. Let me ask you a question. Now it's about to get heavy up in here. Don't throw nothing at me. Should there be a limitation on what type of car a veteran can buy if they're disabled? Should there be a limit? A veteran shouldn't be able to spend more than $60,000 on a vehicle. Because they say if you're disabled, what do you need a $100,000 Corvette for? What do you need an expensive motorcycle for? Because remember, they were showing videos of veterans riding motorcycles. But if they got PTSD, what they got to do with riding a motorcycle? So my question, should be a limit on the type of house we own. Because boy, I ain't been able to find that article. I saw a video and they were showing veterans living in a $300,000 house and they say disabled, but the veteran had worked on a good job and they questioned his wife at the door. I wish she wouldn't answer the door because she kind of answered some of the questions. Then they had one veteran on there. Man, I can't find that video now. If I find it, I'm going to play it for y'all. It's years ago. He said, oh, I don't need all them tax exemptions and stuff. He was talking foolishly. Yeah, I get this. I'm happy just being in the military. So they've been trying to do hit piece on us for years. Now, yeah, I read that one. Listen what Charles say. Stupid Washington Post don't understand. Health insurance won't cover us. Praise God. Listen to me. Before 2016, the SVA is pre-existing conditions won't cover. Didn't think about that. Do y'all hear the genius of what he just said? I just thought about that. I just thought about because you said it. Many of our conditions, because they're pre-existing from our military service, we can't get covered. Boy, that's a trump card right there. That's checkmate right there. Nobody should say nothing to us. And we can't get insurance other places. Life insurance, health insurance, because of pre-existing illnesses from our military service. Whew. Real powerful statement, Brother Charleston. Brother Charleston, that's why we are here, to lift each other up, and I'm gaining as much knowledge from y'all than y'all give from me. Now listen, Farm Girl Rebel say, no, it's no one business. Some people get inheritance. Yes, they do. Others have a job, have nothing to do with disability. Now I'm about to get messy in a minute. Jay Oliver say, I got a 2007 Tacoma so far. Okay. I got a 2019 truck. Now, coaches say, no, it's not their business. So what type of car we drive is nobody's business. Okay. I have a 1000 VW. Is that what it is? Volkswagen. I have a 2007 Hyundai. Bet about say 14 likes and 18 watching. Family, we thank y'all for coming in and watching and being a part of it. Our veterans, we're talking about tonight. Do groups that target VA disability read from a script? Come on now, we're gonna talk about it. Because they're all, look, he said, I got, Rosidi said, I got a 2009 Chevy Silverado. Veterans tend not like to buy too many brand new vehicles. If we'll do it here and there, but military taught us how to maintain and to also love new shiny things. Yes. Man. Boy, y'all got me cracking up. Everybody talking about it. Now listen what Farm Girl Rebel. I have a 2020 Ford F-150 that I bought before I even filed for disability. I do plan to get an F-250. I need more pulling power. She's on a farm, family. Now listen what Rose City D says. H-Town, I don't do car payments. I'm over it. I'm sick of car payments too. Now I have a 2019 Subaru Outback. Okay. Betty bye. See, I ain't heard nobody had a brand new, and I ain't heard nobody mention that Bentley or that Rolls yet. That Maybach. Oh, they just think we living like fat cats up in here. Now, when they see this, they gonna be surprised. Huh? But we earned it. No, we can't get regular insurance because we have pre-existing illnesses. It'll be so expensive if we do. Number 3. All right, what are we saying? What is the script that these groups that target our benefits, they all do the same thing. They had the government shut down. And what did they do? Let me see. Farm Girl said, I never buy new, just depreciates too fast. Yeah. I bought one vehicle brand new, a couple, maybe 1 or 2. Yeah, 2. But now the rest of them, I even have 2 or 3 years old. And I brought older cars too. Because the value go down like that. Charlton say, Farm Girl, how many goats can you haul in those Fords? And expensive. Yes, it is. Toasted say, what if you get into car payments and then the VA takes your money away? That's heavy. See, people don't understand that. I can't read it, but y'all saw it. Yes, my Volkswagen is a 2016, but only worth $1,000. Yeah. Family. So the next one is the government. They target out. They always say the same thing. Well, it's a government shutdown, so we got to limit your benefits. We got to restrict what we cover. Watch our video on it. The government is another one that does what? What we're talking about? Do groups that target VA disability read from the same script? They say, well, it's government shutdown. We have to limit the services we offer to veterans. That's always happening. All right. And there's some of the things that they do. And another thing the government does is deception. Now, Rose City say, hey, if your vehicle has 4 wheels and gets you from A to B, all it matters, yes. From A to B, rather. All right. Now, another thing, we can't trust the government, right? Because they put out false things or deceptive things, saying, hey, we're going to have a Veteran Improvement Act of 2024, but it was actually for lawyers. But they put the word veteran on there. It was for attorneys. Remember, we fact checked that. And that's when, that's when that that expert troll went crazy. He started dressing up like females, talking like females, talking about he was abused, had MST, military sexual trauma, as a female. He was doing all kind of weird stuff. Another thing, we check facts. And we're not going to stop telling the truth. Not here. The notice of unemployability termination, they say when you got 67, they're going to terminate it. We fact check that and let y'all know that wasn't true. Those are proposals, but it's not true. But it was a proposal. Now, are they talking private? The barn cats are on their own. Yeah, the barn cats keep them rats away. That's what I like about it. Keep them rats from eating their feed. But when you get up to them big wood rats, number 4, oh, family, don't get triggered now. Family, don't get triggered now. We talked about the non-military people, pocket watching. We talked about everybody. Who else we talked about? We talked about the U.S. government pocket watching. I forgot the other one, but now we're talking about the VA. And what are we talking about? The groups that target VA disability read from the same script. All of them have their own script. What's the script of the VA? What do they usually say? If y'all know some of the things that they say when they target our benefits. Now, I want the Ford 2020 Ford F-250 7.3 liters to tow what I saw how much it was and decided to keep my car here. Because you're talking about they want house no prices, $100,000 for trucks now. Now, I want to ask y'all, what vehicle would you want? I'm going to put in there what I would want when my money get right. What vehicle would you want? I want that GMC Denali. I want to travel. What vehicle would y'all like? Now, number 4, the VA. What script do they go by? What things do they do to target our benefits? Well, inadequate evidence. That's one of the biggest things. In there, they say, oh, yeah, you can put all your evidence. They'll say it's inadequate. MG Smith say that Chevy Silverado LTZ. Yeah, I like those. All y'all saying nice vehicles. That's one thing they would say. And another thing that they would say is you need to resubmit. You need to resubmit. So these are the way they target and discourage you from doing things. And they send you to unwarranted reexaminations. And I'm gonna get to y'all in a minute. Let's finish this up. Y'all can keep chatting, but I'm gonna get to this here. Now, another thing they do is fully developed claim you give to them, then they overdevelop the claim. This is another thing they do to target your benefits or discourage you from getting them. And these are the conditions that are the most likely to be reevaluated. Mental health conditions like PTSD and depression. So they tend to target certain conditions, especially ones with high ratings you can get up to 100% on. Musculoskeletal conditions such as back pain and joint problems. Respiratory conditions such as asthma and sleep apnea. Auditory conditions such as hearing loss and tinnitus. Now, but it has to be substantial improvement and continuous improvement, meaning your improvement is a major improvement from what you had, and it's continuous. Now, okay, another thing that's a problem is our current, what do you call that guy? The Secretary of the VA. He made the statement that, in so many words, that veterans that file for increased ratings, they're not victims. He kind of saying we are victims. So that creates a lot of VA claim anxiety. If I file for increase, will I get decreased? Well, you file for what you think you need. Do you ever feel like the VA is watching you? Put a yes or no in the chat if you feel that you're being watched by the VA or Social Security when it comes to your VA disability. Let us know. Now, permanent ratings and temporary ratings. Temporary ratings are at a greater risk of being reevaluated. So these are other techniques that they use. A lot of time the VA will give you a temporary rating instead of a permanent rating. Like permanent ratings are TDIU and 100% PNT. Temporary ratings are individual unemployability, IU, and temporary 100%. They give you IU because the condition tends to fluctuate. And when it comes to a temporary 100%, after you have the corrective surgery, they will reduce you and pay you for the residuals. Now, static conditions is the goal. You want your conditions to be considered static. Now, she said, what y'all saying here, say, no, I too small, God not important. I gotta feel like somebody's watching me. Now, listen, y'all feel like y'all been watched by the VA? No, I don't feel I'm being watched. I live too far, boring of a life. Plus, I see them on the road or following me since there are not a lot. There are a lot of few cars around here. LOL. Yes, indeed. They would stand out, wouldn't they? And I live on where you had to come down my road unless you put a drone out. Not saying I'm paranoid. I'm 69. I don't think they're watching me, but I don't go outside very much. Okay. Jay say yes. Rockwell, watching me, Social Security Administration. Yes. And I think a lot of times they watch you if they have like now number 5, gatekeepers. Now, family, it's about to get messy now. And I'm gonna go over y'all comments about the cars when we go through the other. I'm glad y'all chatting now. This is about to get messy now. H-Town, when we started off, it was fired up. The gatekeepers. Now, gatekeepers are people that are veterans like ourselves. Huh? Betty about to say my percentage is too low to watch me. I hear you. You think, what percentage you think they watch the most? From 0 to 100%. What percentage do you, in 10% increments? When do you think the VA start watching you the most? At 50%, 30%, 70%, 60%, 90%, 100%? Everybody put the percentage that they think they start watching you the most. Give me a percentage, family. So when you get 100%, you think they watch you the most. Betty Bob say 80. I can agree with both of those. Now, listen to what Farm Girl Rebel say. Reminds me of an FBI stakeout at a trailer park. They called the PD, Police Department Dispatcher Center, to let us know. Then we got a zillion calls from the trailer park because these black $90,000 SUVs were parked there. Wow. Talking about Captain Obvious. Come on, family. When do they start watching us? At 100%, Jay Oliver say. Betty Bob said when you get that 100%, they really watching. They watching me. MG Smith say 100%. Coasted say 80%. Because when you start getting 70 and more, when I was 50, I didn't really feel nothing. You start getting close to 80 to 100, they starting to give you more benefits and everything. Now let's talk about these gatekeepers. Y'all can keep commenting. Franco 1 says 100%. Farm Girl, you sure it wasn't Lil Wayne? Y'all out of control. Boy, y'all too much. Y'all talking about trash that a little bit. Now, gatekeepers. Let's talk about these gatekeepers. Uh-oh. I don't know what I got to sell more there for. Family, I didn't do that slide right. The haters. I don't know how that changed. The haters. When people get their 100%, how can they be a hater? When they get their full benefits, why they mad at the other one? Because the haters are hating on the givers. The ones that are trying to pull up, the gatekeepers don't want other people helping, other veterans helping other veterans helping other veterans with 100%, helping people get to the 100% too. That's the goal here. Whatever you deserve to get, if it's 80, 60, 50, 100, we want to make sure you get it. We're not hating on you. But there are some gatekeepers that don't want nobody to get it but them. Now, listen how they come in. I want you to listen to me. They come in looking for a friend. Most of the people that I block has been either had 100% or they help people get 100%, or they pretend to be 100%. First, they come in looking for a friend. They're the most cooperative people. They listen to my every word. They're overly nice. They're like so passionate. So they looking for a friend. They nice to everybody. They warm up to us. Then they start telling their stories. That's the second phase. Once they warm up and they looking for a friend, we feel compassion and love. Oh, look, Lord, I was over here and I was mistreated. And we all tell our stories. So we like, oh, okay. Oh, I feel like hurting myself right now. And all this here. And several done that. And they telling these stories and we trying to support because we try to be supportive if anybody is going through something. But I'm just paying attention, okay? Because I take anybody serious because Farm Girl Rebel know when somebody call in with something like that, her being the 911 responder, you have to take it serious. But they telling these elaborate stories. I listened to the elaborate stories. I had a piranha and I this and I'm 100%. Now I'm over here and I got this big time job, just elaborate stories. I got thrown out of a building 12 stories up and I lived and I got this and that and 3 18-wheelers ran over me at the same time. Just elaborate stories. And it's like it's story time, or African story time, right? Now it's the friends that will dime you out first. I don't know why that is so. It's so because it's the people that close. The Bible say, if it would have been an enemy, I could have tolerated, but it was my friend. Because people close to you can have secret envy towards you and they learn stuff from you. They study your weaknesses. You open up to them and they say, if I ever have to get them, I know they told me what I need to get them. Especially when somebody tell you, you can trust me. I'm not saying that person mean bad, but that's my homie. He ain't never asked me to trust him. He ain't never told me, hey man, I this and that. He just been there. When I needed him, he was there. Do all that talking. So they start off with being a friend. Then they start telling all the stories to get everybody gathered around to draw attention to themselves. Come on, listen what he say. Got it so I can't tell my Wakanda story. That's right. The Wakanda story. Way back in my village, there was a lion, and all this here stuff. Now, the only peeps that know my rating is my husband and you guys, because you really don't know me in real life. This is key. You can get more share with a stranger. And I'm gonna tell you, say, well, we on a public platform. What if somebody we know see it? They not gonna want to listen for long, because the personal information we sharing, they gonna get sick at hearing us supporting each other, encouraging each other. They not gonna be able to tolerate it for long, because in between us talking about benefits, we really talk about helping each other. They ain't gonna want to hear that. They want to know the dirt, but not the dirt about them. That's why so they want to come in as everybody's friend. Hey, everybody. Hey, guys. Then let me tell you my story. And everybody don't focus on what H-Town's saying. Listen to me. Then this is when I catch them. Okay. Sold me out of chicken chain. Sold me out for chicken chain. James Brown, that's what he say. And James Brown was a smart, intelligent man. James Brown had his own masters. He opened up community centers. He built his own for people to come in there and charge him nothing. Now, the next thing they start doing, I catch them in lies. People think I'm not paying attention. I am. It didn't freeze. I'm telling you. Because they can't keep track of their lies, or they say something that don't make sense. I'll help people. I don't charge them nothing, but I get 20%. Hold on. Now I'm listening. Yeah. I'm gonna go do that. Then 10 minutes later, they doing it. How you doing it and you on the phone with us? How can you be made? Yeah, now I'm here. If you there, how can you be on the phone with us at the same time? Ain't making no sense. Story time and lies. Started watching H-Town at 40%. Then in July, 60%, filed again in August. And as of last week, made it to 100% PNT. Everybody show love. Did you hear me? And we thank you. Everybody show Farm Girl. This is why we don't have time to play with the storytellers and the fearbers. We over here helping people. And look here. She didn't leave. She didn't turn around and start acting a fool. Y'all better show some encouragement. Franco 1 says, congratulations. Then we got Rose City D says, Farm Girl, congrats. Coasty say, congrats, Farm Girl. That's awesome. See, she ain't trying to close the door behind her. Look, Farm Girl Rebel says, MG Smith says, Farm Girl Rebel, congratulations. So happy for you. Charleston say, congratulations, Farm Girl Rebel. Then Farm Girl Rebel say, took my financial burden down quite a bit. Have to leave my job early. We remember you had to do that because of your health, sister. And I hate that you had to retire early. Betty Bob say, congratulations, Farm Girl Rebel. Congratulations. And then Jay Oliver say, Hundo, huh? Hundo hugs. Yes, indeed. Then Franco 1 say, Farm Girl, you got to get that heavy duty forward. Fam, that's why we telling the real stories. And see, that was another thing I noticed. It was a brother that came in here, and he comes from time to time, and he said that he had 100%. And then somebody popped up to take his shine, talking about, I almost got 100%. I almost got it. To take the time, that brother never came back. And the person knew what they did because I said something then. And they thought, well, he ain't gonna call my name. I don't care. But I got him up out the paint. Finally got him up. Thank you, H-Town, Ro, Franco, Coasty, Mike, Charleston, Betty, Jay, and much love. Yes, indeed. My Lord. Now, that's why we don't have time for liars. Just be you. Look, they run out of time, though. They lying and they running out of time. See, because they going to have to crash out. This is what I want y'all to understand. Why this group is so significant. They going to have to crash out because they don't like to hear the truth. And they going to have to, they saying, I'm just using it till the real thing come along. They don't like really being in there with us. They don't like all this positivity. So they really don't like us doing this. They hate watch. But then they get their claim approved. Now, say, want to see all you get 100% permanent total. You do. Huh? LOL Franco, still living with redneck budget. Look, say living within her means. Now, but then they get their claim approved. Now, Farm Girl got her claim approved. Okay, she ain't tripping. She's still here. She didn't pop right in. She came and just said, I finally got it. She did it on the cool. Look what she said. She got it, but she's still right here. She's still respectful. She's still kind. Hopefully she remain that way. I'm sure she will. Now, she's still feeding them goats. But these people, these so-called gatekeepers, they get theirs approved. They like, we don't need the H-Town family no more. I don't need them. Huh? They come in first needing a friend, story time. Huh? Then they start lying to get attention. Then they get their claim approved. They say, you know what? That's it right there. I got my 100%. I don't need these fools no more. And several of them come up here and said it and started acting a fool. Right? Because let me tell you why. Because at this point, they see themselves as an expert or being credentialized, okay? So they say, I got 100%. Now I can go out and make my own channel. I can go out and help veterans and make a hustle off them. Right? I can tell them, we ain't nobody got to listen to H-Town. I can get this money myself. Now I can tell them I'm 100% and I can get you 100%. That ain't how that works. But they saying, the heck with H-Town, I don't like the way you do it. I got the credentials now. I'm 100%. So I can go out here and brag about my 100% that I can get you your 100%, but you're going to have to listen to me. You're going to have to stop listening to H-Town. Huh? J. Oliver say, VA claims are not instant rice. They are oyster bed raised. Come on now. But I'm telling these individuals, they feel like when they get their 100%, they credential. They like a PhD. They like, yeah, I'm running things now. They get the big head. You guys really helped with me not giving up. Several of y'all have said that. And I remember, let me tell y'all something. Alaska Nice be sending me articles. Some of the articles we go over, I get from her. She studied. She said, you know what? She not real expressive sometimes, but she said, yes, this group is really impacted my life, or something changed my life. And I caught it because that meant so much to me for her to say that, because she always giving. And she telling us how much we helped her. And none of y'all she got 100%. Then they start, some people showboat. Yeah, I'm doing good now. I don't need that chat over at H-Town because I'm living good. Yeah. But as soon as these conditions that you got rated for start giving you problems, and if you're not handling your business, taking your medication, you're all isolated. See, one thing you got to not do is burn bridges. Some people ain't used to nothing, my grandmother would say. I had this house before I got my VA compensation. I was productive before that. Now, people that get it afterward, that's okay. But some people get the big head. Some people get it afterward. Now, like I say, they get the big head. Now they feel like they got their 100%. And most of the people that I blocked had 100% or claimed to have it. They start being disruptive, but I have to be careful. I can't just get rid of them. They come in with the chaos. We trying to keep order, right? Then the last thing they do to crash out is start playing in my face. Now, if you notice, if somebody come into the room that's new, I just block them. Some guy come up, he started talking stupid about simps. I say, explain what you said. He couldn't explain. I blocked him. The problem was many of these people were embedded from the beginning. Okay? That's what I need y'all to understand. Look at say, Farm Girl Rebel Love. They started playing in my face because they had got embedded in the group. They say, H-Town can't touch me unless he harms somebody in the group. They're going to be, why did you do that to them? Come on now. So they wanted to see, they really don't want nobody else to get it unless they come through them. This ain't that kind of gatekeeping game. I want everybody, like our brother said earlier. Rose City say want to see all get 100% PNT. But they want to be exclusive. They want to be an exclusive club. No, it ain't about a club that you got control. This ain't the Freemasons. Come on, man. Go sit down somewhere. So when veterans even deserve it, they're trying to keep the funds away from you. That's why they cause the disruptions. They want to control. They want it to be for the people that bow down and worship them, that listen to them. So their ego got to be stroked before they help you, and you're going to have to come up off some money too. So my channel was an experiment. I didn't know what to do because I did my channel different from anybody else. So I had to be patient and letting people come in, because I knew it was going to be some fake people in. It was going to be different people with different motives, because I've seen other channels, how they grow, and certain people, especially I remember one in particular, this lawyer channel. He had like 3 people. When he first started, wasn't nobody listened to the videos on live. Now he got over 200,000-300,000 viewers. Well, he started out with 3 people. And one of them, she felt like, because she was there from the beginning, she can come up there like mad, like, hey, I was one of the first people, nobody else was watching you. Well, at some point you can't go but so far with that. You know what I'm saying? That's like somebody that helped a rapper, let's say some singer, let's say a rapper, he kept him from going to jail, he took the crime for him, but you gonna milk that for the rest of your life? Man, I was there for you. Yeah, man, okay. I helped you out, but you can't hold me for the rest of your life. Man, I was there from the beginning. Hey, I'm there from the beginning. Don't hold stuff over people's head. Y'all come in here, y'all show respect. And I appreciate it. Thank y'all for helping me. Thank you, H-Town. Y'all gave me, and many of y'all say that, we gave you the hope. But we're experimenting, fam. We were experimenting to see what works and what didn't work. Now, H-Town, those 100% YouTubers you speak of probably showboat, cause first time they ever made something out of their life, sorry life, after service, sad. Yeah, there's some people, this the only thing they ever did something. But I was using the channel to learn. I was learning what to do. It was my training ground, okay? And that's why you notice somebody, I think Bonnie Woman said one day, H-Town, you come a long ways, and I thanked her for that. because you have to, because I'm doing it different. This is my thing. So as we get our resume together, our skills, the education, information, and our experience in particular, we were able to make decisions on how to deal with problems and the good people. So lessons learned. So I learned lessons. I learned the lesson dealing with different things. That's why I wasn't reactive. I didn't just start blocking people right off the bat. I would talk to them. I said, hey, listen, can you stop it? Because I knew they had been here from the beginning. So it would be somewhat disruptive to the channel after that first expert crashed out, because he was one of the most cooperative people in the beginning, but his motives were bad. So that was the template that the rest of them used. And they said, we'll just keep crashing out. And what did I do? I locked it up. Well, couldn't nobody be here unless you've been here for 3 months. So when I blocked all their channels, if they started a new channel or a new name, they wouldn't come in. Any new accounts would be blocked. But I opened it up now. Now I'm sitting, but I had to give it a chill out time. Lesson learned. See, the Bible says you gotta let the wheat and the tare grow together, meaning the wheat and the weeds, and you got to separate them in the proper time. Now, I'm here for the last, I was not able to chat for the first couple of lives. I came due to the 3-month block. But guess what? Everybody here for different reasons. You can be here for the last, it's a way to do it. You can be here for the information, it's a way to do it. Y'all ain't coming up here talking about, with all due respect. Hold on, dude. Who you? No. You watch what you're saying. I don't talk to you like that. So don't talk to me like that. And when I ask you, hey, what you mean by this? And you don't say nothing, that means you about to be about to paint. I said, okay, what you mean? I'm talking about if I ask you more than 2 or 3 times. Now, the problem I have with these experts is that a lot of them, whether they're on YouTube or you got to watch the ones that help veterans with their benefits, consulting claims, they tend not to be too bad. I heard some things, but seem like they're actually helping people because they're under a lot of scrutiny right now. But a lot of these people, these fly-by-night, these bootleg experts on helping you with the benefits, they more concerned with getting your money than they are helping you get your money. So if they asking you for money up front, watch them. Watch these experts. Now, expert advice costs money. Okay? Now, if they telling you we don't get paid until you get paid, that's cool as long as you agree to the terms. Remember, when you sign something, that's a legally binding contract. So you should be fair. If a person doesn't get the benefits, the veteran shouldn't be slick and then try to get out the contract. I think that's dirty. Well, I don't like it now. I got my money. Yeah, nobody like it. Nobody want to pay once they got their money. Yeah, that's real slime ball. That ain't cool. Don't cry now when they helped you. Well, I was gonna get it anyway. Yeah, I lost a few viewers right there. I was gonna get it anyway. Really? If you was, why did you go to them? No, don't do that. Expert advice costs. And be very careful. Now, be very careful when people talk about, we can get you that 100% made easy. Don't click on it, but you're going to want to click on it. But if you do, that's on you. I did end up hiring some people, but I thought it was reasonable. This is what I'm saying. You did, another brother did, and it worked out. Most people, it works out. Doesn't touch the back pay, and the fee is 2 times the increase with up to 7 months of pay that back. That's good. Yeah, remember we had you tell us who they were, and we might have a special on that. If people out there helping, and these are these non-accredited agencies that help people. and some might have bad experience. Remember, when you click, their biggest motivation might be the money that comes from the click, other than giving you the information that you need. So they might say anything. You got some dudes that'll tell a woman anything to get her in the bedroom. Yeah. And women lie too. We make it easy, 100% guaranteed. How many of y'all done see that where they say we can guarantee you 100%? Have you ever heard that? Guaranteed if you use this method, 100%. Clickbait. Remember the words, hype words. Easy, secret, easiest, fast. Watch out for them buzzwords. Breaking news. Watch out for breaking news. Remember I told you earlier. Verify. All you say, if you think it's something, say, I heard this, I don't know if it's true or not. Because unless you verify it, don't say it. Because if I ain't verified nothing, like when Combat Craig had transitioned and passed away, I didn't say nothing. Okay? Now, Combat Craig, from what I did here, he didn't get out with the honorable discharge from what they're saying. I heard. All right? So his situation would be different. Now, if I was in that situation, I would tell you, hey, I got out with this type of discharge, so this is what I can help you with. I would give my testimony. See, I got to be real. I can't tell you, hey, I'm 100% for my back. I'm not. Mental health is what I'm. So I have to be honest with you about my situation. I can tell you I learned other stuff, but the people that went through migraines like Betty Bops, and I believe either Jay Oliver or M.G. Smith, they gonna tell you about headaches and migraines more than I can. All right? I haven't seen that particular clickbait, but I have seen plenty of others. I made up that one. I made that one. I made that myself. I avoid those people, companies like the plague. Yeah, because that's, even if they, I don't know, you may be able to get some good information, but you got to watch. Say, oh, H-Town, you saying these help companies promise like a hookup booty call. Yeah, talking about how they gonna treat you. You know how he say, he ride over there in a car and you don't realize that that's his mama Mercedes, not his. He been living with his mama since he was, and he's 30-something years old. But he act like he called you over there when mama going to work. Yeah, you gotta watch it. Yeah. And like a booty call, when they done with you, they ready for you to leave. Huh? Hey, hold on. You promised me I'm gonna get money. Said, no, don't worry about that. Now, I got mine, just wait. And then you can't find them on the phone no more. Huh? Disconnected and all that. Watch out for that breaking news too. And a lot of this is meant to silence the veteran. Okay? A lot of this is meant, everybody's speaking on our behalf why we can't talk. That's what this platform is for. Us to be able to express ourselves. Come on now. Now, one place I contacted wanted 30% of back pay and 5 times the increase. No, thank you. So we may need you. We might have to see how, I might question you one day, Farm Girl Rebel, and ask you how you determine whether to use. Because think about it. Let's say if you get $100,000, okay, you go from 30% to 100%, and you got $100,000 back pay. They getting 30,000 of that, plus the increase from, let's say, 10% to 100%. They gonna get that, the increase 5 times. So that might be a good $3,500 times 5. So they getting 30,000. What's 3,700 times 5? 3,700 times 5. Somebody multiply $3,700 times 5. Because you get about $100 something for 10%. 3,500 times 5. Somebody let me know. I'm gonna read this. Farm Girl say it's choice we make them, and after you make the payment, just protect your rating. Keep moving. Yeah. Somebody let me know, what is 3,500 times 5? I use one of those, take 7 months of back pay, but the claim they helped me file was denied. So then I filed a supplemental, the same condition, and kept my back pay. Okay, so if you get it in there, okay. Man, this is serious. So we need to know how to file, family. Let me see, family. Farm Girl say, thank Jay. Let me see, family. Y'all ain't put it in there for me. I guess y'all ain't got no calculator about it. Let me see if I can do it. As soon as I do it, y'all gonna come up with it. I know y'all. Now look at that. Better Bob say $17,500. That's just for 5 months. Okay, depending on what percentage you're going from and going to, that difference. Let's say 50% to 100%, that's going to be less money, whatever the difference is between. But if you had 10% and they put you at 100%, and that's about $3,500 for 5 months, that's $17,500 plus the $30,000. So that's about almost 50 grand you giving them. 17,500. That's almost, I think you had to go get a calculator. I'm sorry. That's almost 50 grand. Plus, if you got 100,000 back pay, plus the increase, that's 50 grand. Come on now. So you got to watch them hustlers too. You got to see if the benefit worth the reward. So you need to shop around. Mama told me you better shop around. Now, what I needed was something my VSO couldn't provide, which was a logical approach and understanding of secondaries. My VSO is a really nice guy, but he didn't understand my medical issues. See, because nice guys, I need people that's going to, do you want a nice lawyer sometime? No, you looking for a lawyer that's going to get out there and fight for you. Nice is cool if we want to be friends or something. And you got to understand, who out there controlling these people with these YouTube channels? You think the VA don't have a YouTube channel? Do you think the VA don't have a YouTube channel? They're not telling you that they're sponsoring some veteran or so-called veteran to hey, come over here, easy, fast, and simple. Would you put that past the VA? And that's the only veteran, and that's only one veteran. Then they get to do the same program with others. Wow. So that's why some of them be making 200 and 300 million when Congress was asking them, how much money did you make last year? Remember, they wouldn't tell that one group. No, I would not put that past the VA. Yeah, that they out there pulling the strings and trying to get veterans. Remember that one guy come in, that Sarge guy come up in here talking about, yeah, I can help you get your benefits without evidence. I say, tell me what you mean by that. See, if we start saying on my channel that people can get their benefits without evidence, that's fraud. And they would say that H-Town is committing fraud. You understand? You see how slick? So you got to watch. Some of these VA employees might be up in here. You understand? Yeah, and then they go back and report, hey, guess what? They were talking about this. Come on now. How on earth can you file without evidence? This is what I'm talking about. And when Junior was asking him, he say, do you have people with their benefit? Yeah, and started running his mouth. Junior made him expose himself. You can't unless it's a presumptive illness. Yeah, I ended up going with a company, but it cost me $1,200 upfront, and they helped me get my current rating. You know what? We might have to start talking about it. You know what we're gonna have to do? We got to do a live stream where we talk about how people benefit, the pros and cons of using a separate agency, a consulting firm, and the pitfalls to watch out for. Wouldn't that be a good live stream? Let me know if y'all want to do a live stream on that. Let me know. Now listen, H-Town, I did contact one of the popular companies with a doctor. They straight up wanted $5,700 upfront and promised they going to fight me till I get it. Fight for you, I guess. McDonald's method, these franchise it. Then franchise it. Yeah. Holy cow, Betty. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. I think that would be a good live stream. Yeah, we're gonna do that. And Betty, those of you like Franco One and Farm Girl, I'm gonna get some questions together and question y'all. If you want to do it in the chat, I'll do it in the chat. I can do it on the live, and I don't have to show your face, but I have to see it for trolling issues, make sure, but I won't show it to nobody, as y'all know I would. If y'all want to, because people would have questions for you. Yes, that would be a good live stream. Yes, indeed. We're going to do that. But I want to get my questions together. And you're going to share things that we may not cover. All I will say is avoid VG. Is that Veteran Guardian? See, people have bad experiences with different ones. Some people have good experiences, but we want to know the pitfalls. And some get you to pay up front, some afterward. But the veterans, if they're going to be using these agencies, we need to give them information and have a live stream that can handle it. Now, let's continue. My main, now listen to me. If you don't learn nothing else from my channel, verify information. Y'all know me, huh? Verify information. What company was just brought up on fraud charges? They were providing fake Nexus letters. Crazy. Please let us know. Anybody know? Let us know what company was brought up on fraud. Send me an email or let me know now. What company was brought up on fraud charges for providing fake Nexus letters? That's going to make it hard for other companies. Oh, Veteran Guardian. Oh, Lord. He said, avoid them like the plague. Y'all have a right to your opinion in the chat. So you can name them. My God. Remember we went that video over Veteran Guardian and the other ones? And she say, and we gonna verify it. Y'all look in somebody's search, Google it right quick if you got another screen to see what company was brought up on charges. Was it Franco? Was it them, Franco? I'm worried about the veterans that were provided those fake Nexus letters. Now here, man, y'all getting heavy up in here. So here's the question, family. Here's the question. All those veterans that were provided Nexus letters and received their VA compensation benefits, are they under review? Do they lose their percentage? This is the risk. They didn't know by the sound of it. Wow. If they didn't know, is ignorance of the law any excuse though? If, what was I about to say? Yes, they were telling everybody they had PTSD. And they provided false PTSD nexus letter. Oh God, that's ammo for Washington Post. Man. And the Washington Post may have already known about it and set it up like this. They probably knew about it. And that's why it seemed like they was coming at us soft and goofy. Huh? They probably knew about it, oh family. Now, my question to you, family, why you don't hear a whole bunch of, have y'all heard a whole bunch of veteran channels talking about this? It's like they say the same thing and don't talk about the same stuff they don't talk about. Ooh, Charleston, I was thinking the same thing. Oh boy, we sound like a live stream coming up this week. Be looking for it in the next couple of days. If they were submitting to the Philly office, they may be also. Wow. Family, you know what I got to do, right? I got to look this up, family. So we don't know if it's true, so we're going to verify. Now they say, okay, I don't see. I don't see. They say allegations of veteran false nexus letters fraud involve a whistleblower lawsuit. So alleging that a nonprofit. Okay, let's see if it's any news on it. No, I don't see. That's why I say we gonna verify. We just got through talking about. I don't see nothing. So until I see something, I don't. No, I don't see. They got some kind of lawsuit or something, but I don't see some whistleblower. But I don't see what's happening. That's why I say when the information juicy, we got to be able to confirm or verify. Now, let's see. I don't see anything, family. Nope. I don't see no current news stories. So we'll see, family, okay? They do have some whistleblower case, but I don't know. So we'll see. We're going to verify. Now, say it's sleazy as hell and cast a bad shadow on all of the people helping. But we don't know. I don't see no prosecution, so we're going to verify. It's hunting season for veterans. Yes, it is. Even though, but they already had allegations against a lot of them. Most of them firms had some kind of allegations against them. Maybe Washington Post should their piece on those kind of organizations and not the veterans. Whoa! Real talk. Now, I like that statement. Yes, indeed, Remon. What I was thinking too, Remon. Yes, indeed. Why don't they focus on people that take advantage and exploit veterans? Okay, you think he did? Okay. I didn't see one. He had one back in 2024, though. I just looked up. Okay, maybe he did. I don't know. we gonna search and we'll see. I don't think the veterans that use the services would verify the credentials of the doctors that are providing letters. Yeah, no, that ain't their job. They just, yes, it was a whistleblower. Okay, yeah, so that's something that's been going on for a while. Okay. Now, H-Town, only place I can think of, I could be wrong, I would find the information. Yeah, we just take time. But that's something that ain't something just happened today, because it sounds like it. Do you have an email I can send you the video I saw? Yes, you can. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We're about to show you our box. Okay, we're about to send you our what you call it. let me get to that. Oh boy, I'm putting up my email here, family. So that's my email. If you got information on this story or any other story that you'd like to send it to htownvetnorthside@gmail.com. Okay. So we'll be showing that in a minute again too. So let's go back here and let's finish up what we're doing. Now, no problem. Now, let me tell y'all something. We said verify information. And that's something that came up. That's why we don't make no moves until we get to the information. I like to know the source, verify information. Here, family, by having this type of support, we are protecting. We're grounded. We're rooted in the truth, in knowledge, in our experiences, and we stick together. That's why there ain't no place for trolls. This is a safe place for us because we're building it on truth. Come on, fam. Now, do groups that target VA disability read from the same script? Meaning, do they have everybody have their own script? They may not say the same thing. Yes or no? What do you think? Yes, no, maybe. Do you think most of them have a script? Do they read from the same script? Yes, no, maybe. Let us know. What's your opinion? He said he's going to send it to them tomorrow. Thank you. Now, if this information has been informative, we would appreciate a like. This is networking for veterans. Yes, indeed. Mainstream news all read from the same script. It's embarrassing. Ain't that something? They all read from the same script. Smash that like button. Share if this information is beneficial and you feel like it may benefit others. We appreciate it. We want to win your subscription. If you haven't subscribed, and hopefully we can get that. If we don't win it today, you'll keep seeing our content and we can win your subscription. Now, VA law. VA law, family. Let's get here and share. All right, fam. Let me see what we got. Our sister, we got 15 likes and 13 watching. Thank y'all for doing this for us, fam. We appreciate it. And we're gonna turn the music off for a second. Now, let me see if I got to the right thing. All right. We're going to go over total disability ratings. because they promising total disability. We may have went over this, but we're going to go over it again. And I got other ones we're going to go over next time. So let's do this. Now, family, this is 38 CFR 4.15. All right. I'll leave that highlighted. The disability to overcome the handicap of disability varies widely among individuals. All right. So even though you may have the same disability, the way you deal with it or try to overcome it is different. The rating, however, is based primarily upon the average impairment in earning capacity. That is, upon the economic and industrial handicap that must be overcome, and not from individual success in outcoming it. However, full consideration must be given to unusual physical or mental effects in individual cases, to particular effects of occupational activities, to deficits in physical or mental endowment, preventing the usual amount of success in overcoming the handicap or disability, and to the effects of combination of disabilities. So basically, they're saying how it affects the average individual. All right. Total disability will be considered to exist. I quoted this one now. I quoted this in my claim for 100%. Total disability. And we're starting right here. This is key. You can quote this in your claim and quote 4.38 CFR 4.15 disability, and you put dots in front of it. Then go total disability will be considered to exist when there is present any impairment of mind, that's mental health, or body, physical conditions, which is sufficient to render it impossible for the average person to follow a substantial, gainful occupation, provided that permanent total disability shall be taken to exist when the impairment is reasonably certain to continue throughout the life of the disabled person. So if you get a doctor to say something like that, you quote this law right here. You back up that doctor's statement, those clinical notes, those medical notes with VA law right here. If a doctor says anything like that, you set, especially if you have symptoms at the 100% rate for a mental health condition or physical condition. Now let's go. That permanent total disability shall be taken to exist when the impairment is reasonably certain to continue throughout the life of the disabled person. Reasonably certain. It don't mean that it will, but reasonably certain. Okay? The following will be considered to be permanent total disability: the permanent loss of use of both hands or both feet, or of one hand and one foot, or the sight, or of the sight of both eyes, or becoming permanently helpless or permanently bedridden. Other total disability ratings are scheduled in the various body systems of these schedules or rating criteria. Okay? Fam, come on now. We went over the law. I hope that was helpful. That's and permanent member that is not likely to improve. Total mean you're paid at the 100% rate. All right, family. We got 16 likes and 10 watching. Family, we thank y'all for that. We thank y'all. Now let's get back to it. I got something I want to show you tonight. We went over the VA law. Let's get over to the VA news, family. We had 2.5 hours. This is a case. I may not be able to go over all of them tonight, but I did want to do this. I don't have my fair use family. This is for educational purposes only. A cadet, and we really let me get this in there. There's an investigation. This happened a few days back, 5 days back. I believe our sister Betty Bobs gave this to us, but a real concern at the Naval Academy. Let's talk about it. All right, now let's see what's going on here. And we just got through celebrating the Navy's birthday. So let's see what's going on at the U.S. Naval Academy. And we're concerned. When it comes on, tell me if you can hear it, okay? Tell me if it's too loud, turn it down, up, whatever. Here we go, family. Tell me if you can hear it. Oh, hold on. I got to pull it up. There we go. Now listen.
The U.S. Naval Academy is investigating the death of a 20-year-old midshipman from Morris County. Authorities say Kyle Filbert James, a junior at the military school and a native of Whippany in Hanover Township, was first reported missing on October 9th after failing to show up for his classes. According to reports, James's mother received a call from the academy that evening stating he couldn't be located and later confirmed his death. The Naval Academy hasn't released details about where or how James was found and says the circumstances are under investigation. Now, in a statement, officials there said, quote, "It is painful to lose a member of our Naval Academy family, and as we attempt to better understand this tremendous loss, we offer our deepest condolences to Filbert James's family, close friends, classmates, and company mates." James was majoring in history and was a member of the school's gospel choir. Congresswoman and gubernatorial nominee Mikey Sherrill also extended condolences to his family, saying she was proud to nominate Kyle to the academy.
That's sad to hear. Now, this is my question to you. And thank y'all for sharing that story, because we want to know what's going on. And our sister say, so sad. Yes, indeed. Remom says that. Everybody said they heard it good. Let me ask you, do you think they need to have an outside investigator to come in and look at this situation? Let us know what you think about that. What do y'all think? Should they have an outside individual come in? Tell us what you think. So young, yes, indeed. Very sad. Independent, Costa said, very sad, yes, indeed. And then Farm Girl say, yes, there should be an independent investigation. They say yes. Okay. Let me see. Let's see what I got. All right. Well, that's going to be, we ain't trying to end on sour notes, but it should be an investigation. NCIS will make a report. Too little information right now. Sad. A loss. Yes. Now, remember, we did a report earlier, and I don't know the situation under which this young man lost his life, but there have been cases of people, taking their own lives in these similar situations, but we don't know here, so we're concerned. They have hazing that happened at these places, and I don't know if they've ever had cases there that they talked about lately, but at a lot of the universities, because he was going, this is a college. Sad loss. So we really want to know what really went down. Hold on. That's it. So we did that. We want you to know here, for those who join us new to the channel, that your opinion counts. We want you to know that we take the information that we put out serious, that we want to make sure that you get information that's not clickbait, false flagging, and that's very important, because this is not the place. There are other places that can give you that if that's really what you're looking for. We don't, one thing, even with the trolls, the people that troll the channel, one thing they've never said is that H-Town is lying. H-Town don't know what he's talking about. They talk about how big my lips are. They say that the information I put out is simple, that I can't read. They say all kind of stuff. But one thing they don't say, that he put out, and they not trolling these people that's making all these lies and promises. That's why I want to know who they're working for. Now, this is going to be very complicated. I ain't gonna say complicated, but during the weekdays, the live stream will be at 7. The one on the weekend should be at 7, but look to see if I do it earlier. The reason I do it at 7 in the weekday, have family obligations and things I have to do now. So join us 7 p.m. Central Time, Sundays and Thursdays. But keep your notifications on, because we're going to be doing updates on it. Now, how to contact us? Well, we just showed earlier. Well, if you like to contact us, that's our email at the bottom, htownvetnorthside@gmail.com. If you want to go to our YouTube channel, watch some of our videos and live streams. The videos are shorter clips, of course, and the live streams tend to be longer. Watch us at H-Town Vet Northside, and we have a Cash App and our PayPal if you'd like to donate. And here's our suggestion box. If you have things you'd like to suggest, please feel free. Now we're at the after party. Join the conversation. So what do you have to say now? Any more comments, concerns? We just at 2 hours and 37 minutes. Any question, concern, anything you want to talk about? I have one statement I want to say. Who in here have used ride sharing like Uber? Who in here used ride sharing like Uber, Lyft to go to their VA appointments? Let us know. I say winter is coming and I don't like it. Who like the winter? Who don't like winter? Put like if you like it. If you don't like the winter time, put don't like. I like the winter time in Houston because I get to stay at home and I ain't got to see people. I ain't got to cut grass. So let's see who like it and don't. I like it. Farm Girl Rebel says winter is coming and I don't like it. And Coasty say, me either, Farm Girl. H-Town say he like it. Listen what Jay Oliver say, Uber Health, my doctor PCP prescribes it. Oh, really? And you don't have to pay nothing? Never been, and y'all can answer both questions. Never been in a rideshare, Uber or otherwise. I think I've been in a taxi a couple of times in my life. Okay. You way out there. MG Smith said, I do not like winter. Now listen to what Charleston say. I attend my local No Kings demonstration Saturday. Wore my Navy cover. Hold on. They gonna be trying to target you. The president gonna have them drop down boys come to your house. They come there and they gonna be questioning you. How could you be so unpatriotic to go to a protest like that? What you gonna say to them, Charleston? And they say, listen, we might even be willing to talk to the president about you getting your 100% if you just drop going to these protests. What would you do? They might say they might give you a visit with the president. Come on now, family. Ride sharing. How is the weather where you at? Is it snowing, hot, raining? What is it doing? And on top of that, what is the temperature where you at? Here in in Richmond, it is 76 degrees in Richmond, Texas, right outside of Houston. 76 degrees. Let us know, family. What is your weather looking like? We did this thing tonight, family. Y'all came in here. We were solid. We're going to keep picking the topics that you are interested in. No other channel gives you what you want. We're going to look into this information. We're going to look into this information about the whistleblower. And we're going to, you know how H-Town, he going to be thorough with it. If y'all find any information, send it to the email. It is 51 degrees, MG Smith say, 51 degrees and clear, Cooksville, Tennessee. Farm Girl say 40 degrees in southern Minnesota. Woo, fam, did you hear that? And 76 degrees is cool for here. I've been in a, what kind of Uber? I've been in an Uber, not for the doctor appointment. This is Coasty. Though I thought it was easy. I did it on my phone. Wow. Then we say, that's good to hear. Some of y'all have used Uber. Charleston say 64 degrees raining in PA. Now, and Betty Bob says 66 degrees going down to 48 degrees in Maryland. Then Coasty say up in Massachusetts, y'all know I can't say it, I'm Southern, 57 degrees and cloudy. You can't take that yacht out today. Now, Farm Girl say, I don't think there are any Uber drivers around here, but there are combines. What's combines? What are those? Like little traveling buses or something? Check in your area. If you have any type of bus system in your area and it help, we have like Metro Lift here, that I have a card that I can ride in Texas and Houston. I'm sorry. I can ride Metro and the light rail train, the buses for free, and the lift. I like cold weather for the lack of hurricanes, but my aches hate it. Yeah, that's the thing about it. You got to give and take. Here we deal with flooding, we deal with hurricanes, but we don't have earthquakes like that down here. At least now we haven't. Combines are huge, gigantic harvest machines. Oh Lord, I know what a combine. I ain't know. I just larger than a couple fire engines, but put together. Yeah, okay. Oh Lord, I didn't know you was joking. I said, what's a combine? I say, you talking about that farm equipment? I heard. Oh Lord, you something else. Family, did we have a good time tonight? Did we get through it tonight? Did we handle that business? The group has been real good, and we're going to talk about this thing, okay? We're going to talk about that situation. Let me get my business together here, all right? We're going to talk about what's going on in this investigation, and like you said, they be worrying about the wrong thing. That's what my folks used to say. They worrying about what the veteran doing. Worry about doing, exposing the people that are exploiting veterans. Now, why don't they have time for that, fam? Somebody tell me why they don't have time for the people that are trying to exploit veterans, huh? What's that? Yeah. It's like someone's on my collar, getting on my nerves. What about the people that exploit veterans? Do the Washington Post have time for that? Why not talk to the veteran? Hear our stories. Come on, family. Now, any last questions, concern? Yes, H-Town made my Sunday. Thank you. Was this was this beneficial, family? Now, I know I stirred it up because I talked about a lot of stuff tonight, and I was stirring it up, huh? And the reason I bring up the trolls every once in a while, because I want people to know, because I don't want people to be trolls. I don't want people to get blocked. They don't consider themselves trolls. They all caught in their ego. They don't see disruption as being trolls. They think their ego is feeding them. You got to respect the people you around or get away from them. Because just when you think you understand me, next thing you know, it's all over with. Well, thank you for everything, H-Town. Need to go to bed. Have to get up at 4 a.m. for work. I remember when Farm Girl Rebel was always saying that. One night she said, about a week ago, she said, I'm pulling up a chair. Family, come on, it say Washington Post wants, everybody say good night to Franco. Good night, brother. Washington Post wants to sensationalize and sell articles. That's clickbait. Calling out companies doesn't sell as well as making vets villains. Wow. And they saying good night to Franco. Good night to Franco. H-Town, this was Grace, but exploiting those people that are exploiting VA is not money making. So they don't make money by going after these big companies that are exploiting veterans or the VA being unfair to us, excuse me. Why they target us, the weakest among, we the ones at the bottom of the totem pole. Why we the one they single out? They talking about what we don't deserve. Farm Girl Rebel, yes, correct. Like yesterday, they wanted to sell and make trouble. And look, when they got blowback, excuse me, when they got blowback, they say, oh, look, watch our article now. The veteran companies are coming after us. The VSOs are coming after us. It's like they want a drama based on our suffering. Why in the world would the Washington Post work to get attention based on our suffering, just like the trolls that come around here? They trolling because they didn't have no verifiable information, did they? Did they have verifiable information? The only verifiable information, the VA had already prosecuted the people in the articles that they talked about. That's nothing new. We cover things like that all the time. But the conclusions that they were making, Night Farm Girl and Franco, yes indeed. Say everyone knows a vet, but no one knows about these companies. Yeah, they know us. They want, thanks, Kosi, not sleeping yet. Oh, boy. Listen, easy targets, H-Town. Real talk. We the easiest targets out there. The ones that struggle the most, we got to claw our way to our benefits. Come on, man. I don't want to hear none of it. H-Town, to answer that company, it makes money. People will believe anything who doesn't know the information. And they figure it's worth the chance. They've been so frustrated. And some people say, well, hey, I don't care if they lying or whatever. Just give me what I want. You gotta be careful with that. You gotta be careful with. Gotta be careful. You can't get. Remember, veteran greed versus veteran entitlement. Now, listen. Comes and goes. Remember what the population and government did to the veterans returning from Vietnam. 1 minute they praising us in World War II, then they slapping us around in Vietnam. Then they was telling thank us for our service a few years ago. Now they talking about we sitting up like fat cats and exploiting and riding the system like we getting welfare. That's what they want to say. That we got some kind of welfare hustle. Well, family, let's say good night. We're getting in 2 hours and 50 minutes. Y'all have done incredible time. We keep between 2.5 hours to 3 hours. I want to say thank y'all to Farm Girl Rebel for your input, Betty Bops for keeping tally on things, Charleston for his incredible kindness, patience, humor, Coasty for always being in there giving these solid statements. That's what I like. Brother, hold on, let me see what I meant. Brother MG Smith, thank you. Good night, my brother. We have Mom, thank you for being so incredible. Renaissance Soul. Oh, yes, Jay Oliver, thank you so much, my brother. And if I miss you, charge it to my mind, not to my heart. Now, Franco, he left one. Franco, we thank you for being a new person, and Remom for being new and sticking in here. We thank y'all for coming. We glad military George, something, Vet George, I forget his name. George, what's George's name? Let me see, Farm Girl, we said. Where George at? I know he was up here. Mm-hmm. And our brother, Jay Oliver, thank you so much for being here and your input, information, and kindness. Thank you. Rose City D, thank you for your time, patience, always being encouraging, interactive. And we congratulate our sister, Farm Girl Rebel, for her for getting her 100% PNT. Thank God for her. There that go. And everybody encouraged her. What's my brother's name? He up here. I'm trying to look for his name. I think Gulf War something. Brother, I'm sorry I forgot your name. You was in Gulf War like me. Is he? Here he is. Army George. Army George. Thank you, Army George. He's a Gulf War vet like myself. Thank God for him. He was in the Army too. Thank y'all, fam. Now let me see what y'all saying as far as the good night. Betty Bob say, H-Town, have a beautiful week. I will. You do the same. Jay Oliver say, good night, family and friends. Then Farm Girl Rebel says, good night, H-Town, and the rest of you wonderful people. See you next time around. Yes, indeed. MG Smith says, H-Town, good night, and fellow veterans. Yes, indeed. Then Coach say, good night, family. Yes, indeed. Boy, this means a lot to me. This gives, because I don't get to talk to a lot of people all the time. You understand? So this is really supportive of me, especially when I'm at home. Good night, H-Town and family shipmates. From Brother Charleston. Jay Oliver say, Army George. That's his name. Yes, indeed. Then Betty says, good night, Charleston shipmate. Good night, MG Smith, Coasty. Farm Girl Rebel, congratulations. Army George, Rose City D. Good night, Jay Oliver, and good veteran family. She makes sure she ain't missed nobody. So family, I want to thank y'all For those that didn't know, we covered it in the beginning, and we want to get to the bottom of it. Family, if you didn't watch the beginning of the video, please go back, because we talked about it. All these people do groups that target. Hold on, I got the whatchamacallit. Give me a second. Let me get to that. Let's do it. Do groups that target VA disability read from the same script? Huh? We can guarantee. We can make it easy. Fast delivery. You can have 100% by tomorrow. All that old foolishness. Family, thank y'all for being so incredible. I want y'all to have a wonderful night and be looking out for a live stream coming up within the next few days. If maybe not till Thursday, but keep looking. Click on notifications. And I want to say to all a good night, and I've really enjoyed our time together. Good night.